All right. Good afternoon, Haiti Sentinel. How are my people doing? Um, so this afternoon, I received a video from a good friend, a friend of the website of the news agency, and he's been following, all the events that are going on in Haiti. And if you don't know by now, it's been weeks, months. Actually, it's been going on since last summer, but it definitely has intensified in the past, uh, 10 days, the protests in Haiti. And it really struck a nerve with a lot of people on Friday because, I did a whole video dedicated to it because there were some businesses that were burned in the fire during the protests. Some businesses that, are actually socially conscious businesses like that are there to help the people. When we talk about Bunge, which is an incubator for entrepreneurs to come in and develop their ideas, or we talk about Caribbean Crafts, which hires artisans and uses recyclable materials and exports all over the world. These are businesses that not only they're great for the business owner but also for the community to have. So, and my good brother here, I'm gonna see if I could pull up the video for you guys. He made a video, and there were very good points made in the video. Let me see. Yeah, I could show you guys this. All right, as you can see, it's on the screen right now. Let me get the other people off. Okay, and he made very good points in this video. Talked about his experience in Haiti. He's a Marine, U.S. Marine veteran. You call him Hill. Um, so he's seen a lot. He's from Cite Soleil. He's definitely somebody who's seen a lot, who's paid attention to a lot, who's probably seen a lot even around the world in his field as a soldier. And I agree with almost everything he said, but where we kind of don't see, I see things differently is the question of are the protesters wrong? You know, I'm gonna actually let him explain it for you guys and bring him in, and let's see if we got our dear brother on the line. Mr. Hill, are you on?
Yeah, I'm here. How you doing, brother? You hear me?
I can hear you, man. Very good to have you on. You are the first guest ever on the Haiti Sentinel, man. And
Nah, I've been keeping up. I've been keeping up with your posts, man. I've been watching a lot of stuff that you're informing the rest of us of, and I thank you for it, man.
oh man, and I appreciate your presence on the page. You share great comments, and very good to have you here. So I did a little introduction of you, but if you wish to add anything, please let the folks listening know.
No, I think you did an incredible job. I mean, saying who I am and exactly where I'm coming from, which is why I feel the way that I do. But let me add on that I was born in Cite Soleil, so I lived in Cite Soleil for the first 10 years of my life. I was born in '82, so that's the end of the baby doc, and then you go into the Nuffy, the Sid Ras, the Ice T, and Akiasako, Money God, all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I've seen how the people are being used. And when I say the people, I don't only mean the people of Cite Soleil. I mean the people, the poor people of Haiti. It's
Mm.
like every time the higher ups, the people with money, have an issue between themselves, they don't sit down and hash it out or with the government. They always put the poor people from Cite Soleil in the front line to fight their social war, to fight their whatever political war, whatever war that they're having. And right now, what we're doing is that we're killing our own country. We're destroying our own country. Every time there's a problem, the first thing we do is break things, is burn things, is stop money from coming into the country. But to understand, if you understand what it takes to have a developed nation, you need to understand that. I'm sure you understand. I'm just speaking in general, not just you. One needs to understand that you need a large middle class. In order to be part of that middle class, you need an education. Now, we're burning down stuff. The first 3 weeks of school, the whole country is shut down. So what is happening in the schools? They're closed. These poor kids are not going to school, but the rich gets to go to school because they don't live next to the poor. So we, the poor, are killing our own selves, burning down things for the rich, and we're not realizing it. Until we realize that we're doing nothing but punishing ourselves, we'll never move forward. And that was my whole argument. Of course, I said a whole lot more in the video, but that's what my argument is. In order for us to move forward, we need to cherish, we need to appreciate what we have and take care of it. If you look at Haiti, the first thing I hear, people saying, oh, Haiti va gen manje, nobody gen manje, nobody gen sa, nobody gen sa. Et pas vrai, Haiti gen manje. Ça me dit ça parce que if you look at the Dominican Republic and Haiti, they're on the same land. How come one is able to grow food and the other is not able to grow food? Gon pou ven pidou, gon ba pidou, ou gen l'ombrage jodi parce que on moun devon te planton pied bois. Ça nous fait, nous pas planter pied bois et demain si tu veux pour vite nous pas jeune manger. Nous chita n'a braché pied bois, nous pas planter et puis les petits nous lever, dit non, pas gen l'ombrage pour l'été. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand very much what you're saying.
And this is what we're doing over and over and over, and it needs to stop. Just because we have a disagreement, yes, those people are assholes. Yes, they're taking advantage of the poor, but we don't go out and destroy our own stuff. We
I,
have to hold on to them.
I think this is where, I think we kind of, we where our departure is, because for me, I feel like you're putting a lot of the blame on the people themselves. You're saying they don't do this. They're not the ones planting trees. They're not the ones doing this. But me, I say it's fully 100% the blame is on the government. The blame is on the political system because there's a land issue in Haiti. You might decide to plant a tree here one day, and the very next week it's going to be uprooted by somebody who's going to build, a factory on top of it, if that, if we're so lucky. Maybe a hotel they'll build on it so that the UN and NGOs could come stay.
All right.
We,
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think if we plant trees all throughout the country, people are constantly going to build hotels all throughout the country? Of course, some trees are going to be cut, but
well,
that doesn't mean we burn all of them.
and then there here's another problem. The whole reason that trees are cut is because people use them for to cook. They use them for power. Like today, I was listening to Jean Monod. The gasoline issue that they're having. This is a very well-to-do, well-off, radio host, Jean Monod. He hosts his show on Radio Caraibes. And he's
Yeah.
saying that for the past week, it's with Chabon, and he's an environmentalist. He talks about how his father used to be Ministry of the Environment and how he's an environment. He said, but for the past week, this just today he was saying this, the past week, he's had to use Chabon to cook.
That's one thing. That's one issue, and I use that metaphorically, but now we're talking about it literally. That's what I meant, like literally, metaphorically, as far as us just cutting down things. That means we're not planting, we're not investing in our own people.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? We're not building schools. We're destroying schools. Right now, you got poor kids who can't go to school for 3 weeks because poor people are creating chaos.
And what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to get to is that at the root of each of these problems, you'll find that it's the government because people were going to have problems going to school in the first place. There was issue with gas. There was the issue of gas going on. There was the issue of whether they even had money to send kids to school. There are teachers who have not been paid in about 2 years who were going in the Northeast. I believe all the teachers plan to go on strike for the beginning of the school year. So this school year wouldn't even have been held for a good portion of the students. And this
Oh,
is
I'm with you. Don't get me wrong, brother. I'm with you. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm just covering that point. Don't get me wrong. I understand the government is not holding its it's part of the bargain. I get that. I totally understand that.
and
I'm
I
just
feel
referring.
like these this situation that we have right here, I feel like it's a fight for once and for all to not have to go through these things again. I don't think people are just going off pure passions. I think they do have a vision in sight, which is to stop having governments that undermine the justice system, that undermine the legislature. Like we, in our conversations off air, we spoke about, holding the government accountable. And my point was that the government can't be held accountable because it's being allowed to bribe lawmakers who are supposed to hold it accountable. And
I'm with you. Yeah, I agree. We both know the government is corrupt. We know that.
yes,
But that does not mean we go out and destroy our own neighborhood. This is the same thing. You live in the United States, right?
yes.
This is the same thing we saw in Ferguson. There in Ferguson, what was happening? We're destroying our own community, destroying our own economy. What has that accomplished?
This
Nothing. Not for us, not for the black community.
well, that
Now, let me tell you something, right?
uh-huh.
We burn down this bank. You understand how important a bank is for an economy of a country, right?
Yes.
We burn down this bank now. Where people who need loans, where do they get loans now? Go
Well-
to the Dominican Republic and get a loan now and pay interest?
Well,
So that's
people-
money leaving our economy.
I don't know if you saw the article a few days ago, but an economist found that it's about maybe 47 families that actually get bank loans in Haiti.
Yeah, I saw that. I read that. I read that.
But let me talk about when you talk about the Ferguson situation. That was regrettable, and the reason why I say it was regrettable because in America there is a peaceful recourse to when you have an issue. Like, for example, if you have an issue with the police department in your town, you can gather up the same people that were out there destroying stuff in Ferguson. They could come together, peacefully rally, and the mayor would listen to them. And if the mayor doesn't listen to them, then somebody else will listen to them and be elected in the next election. That's what we have here in the U.S., which makes protesting with violence and with burning down and destroying things unnecessary because you can always have your voice heard in the elections. But in Haiti, we don't have people don't have their voices heard in the elections. And that is why lawmakers don't hold the government accountable. The government, whoever's in power, is going to control who the next lawmakers. First of all, they're in power and they don't even have to hold elections if they don't want to, because we're supposed to have elections this year. Right now, as we're speaking, we're supposed to be ready for an election for deputies and senators for October next month, tomorrow. We're
And
supposed
who
to
is responsible for that?
The president.
We compared Haiti with the United States. Do you know the Haitian Constitution is almost identical to the United States Constitution?
Yes, it
How
is.
come we're not holding them up to the Constitution? The thing is, we're busy saying that we're busy hurting each other, and the people themselves are not holding these people accountable. That's what I'm talking about. They're not holding these people accountable.
Well, I think that's what they're trying to do now. The thing is, they can't hold them accountable because the elections don't matter in Haiti.
Listen, my brother. Two things you need, right? First, you need a mission. You need a mission statement. You need to say, this is where I'm planning on going. This is what I need to see
Wait.
done.
Who are you talking about? Who in terms?
Not you. When I say you, I'm talking about the people in Haiti, right?
Okay.
Like, we're Haitian, so I'm going to say you because you and I, right? We need a mission, right? Our mission is to get better. How do we get better? Now we come with a strategy.
Well, they have that right now. They have that right now. There's a group that's called.
We're not strategizing.
Yeah, they have. They've created a document. I think it still needs some work, but it's much better. It's to refound the country. It's to correct certain things in the Constitution.
But how good is the law if we're not holding that? If we're not enforcing that law?
Well, I think part of the thing is we're a baby. We're a baby democracy. We're only 30 years out of a dictatorship of 30 years. So there are still things, and I feel. And a question I was going to ask you was, let's say Haiti was to break out into civil war right now. Would you think bringing in UN troops, bringing in U.S. Marines to stop the Civil War would be a solution, or do you think that would be a solution to stop the Civil War?
If you look at the history of the United States and Haiti, you understand the two necessarily shouldn't mix. The reason why I say that is every time the United States steps foot in Haiti, it's never good for Haiti.
Yeah,
And the United States does not go anywhere unless it benefits the United States.
that's very true.
When the United States sends troops anywhere, it's to defend the citizens and the businesses of the United States.
Thank you.
So why would you even think a civil war between us would require the United States to come in to put peace to it? If it's us killing us, why would they even care? I was in Haiti during the earthquake. You know what the United States did? We came in, we grabbed our own, very own people.
Yep.
I was able to get on a military plane because I had a military ID. And we got up and we left with our own citizens. So let's not even try to think of like the United States coming in to bring peace to us. And I love the United States. I live in the United States, but I got to be honest with myself and honest with everybody. So that's one thing we need to get out of our heads. We need to take care of our own. We need to police ourselves. We
Okay.
need to understand that we need to grow our own food. We need to understand that this is a constitution that our forefathers left for us to follow. These are the things that we need to do because this is what they say they want us to do. And if something doesn't work, it's okay to tweak it. It's okay to sit there like respectable people and figure out what works best for the country. Because we don't do that. We treat ourselves like crap. That's why when we go to other countries, they treat us like crap. We got
You're right.
other poor countries treating us like shit. Simply because we don't respect ourselves back home. We don't.
You're right. You're right. But I don't think it's really a character of Haitian people issue. To me, I think it's really quite simple. The tone has to be set by the president, and the tone has never been set by the president.
My brother, you know one thing you talk about dictatorship. If you look at that 30 years ago, right? That dictatorship.
Uh-huh.
Hold on. My phone. 30 years ago, that dictatorship under Papa Doc and Baby Doc, Haiti was in a better position. Sadly,
I would disagree.
And let me finish saying that.
Okay.
It was in a better position, even though a lot of killing was going on, and I disagree with it. But the country was better and better economy, better in terms of the economy was better, in terms of security was better, in terms of all of that, right? I know you would disagree because Papa Doc, they say it killed a lot of people, and I agree. But right now,
that's not the. Well, let me interject.
The same amount of people are dying right now.
Well, no,
And the country's in a worse position.
well, that's not even true. But the economy was terrible back then. The literacy rate was at 10% under Duvalier. 10%. And we're at 61% today. The mortality rate was at 50% under Duvalier. There were not business owners. You weren't allowed to have a business under Duvalier. You could not have a business. The whole idea of farming and somebody being self-sufficient, that ended under the Duvalier regime because a lot of people were moved from the farms into the city to work for factories, to work for Coca-Cola, to work for that company that makes baseballs, to work for, in sweatshops, essentially. That was the economy of then. All the brightest minds in Haiti, all the people that wrote, authors, people who did music, people who did art, and
the educated people.
Yeah, the educated people, the doctors, anyone who even had their business. Because see, if you had a business that was successful, you're a threat to the dictatorship.
And right now, listen to what we just said, right?
Uh-huh.
Right now, you just told me, and we just read a certain amount of families all out can take out loans, right? Because they have money.
Uh-huh.
Because they're able to repay it. They have money. They have that family credit. Trace it back to Papa Doc and tell me how many people then was able to do that.
Probably those same exact families.
Nah, that's
those
not
same.
True.
Yeah. Because this
That
is
is
the
not
thing.
true,
This is the thing. Now, this is what I'm trying to. We're still. People still, like how you just said things were great under Papa Doc. A lot of
I didn't
people
say it
still
was great.
think that.
I didn't say that. I
Okay,
said it was better.
even
It was
said it,
better.
even to say it was better. We still are dealing. That is what we're dealing. That's why there's not elections going on now, because every president that comes into power thinks they're going to be another Duvalier. Every president that comes into power thinks the answer is to do as Duvalier did, and it just doesn't work. So we're still dealing with remnants of that up until today. It's just not the
That is
way.
because the people who are saying this, my brother, are a lot of uneducated people, my brother, that are saying this today. I'm in Haiti and I talk to these people.
That are saying
It's a
what?
lot of uneducated people because they hear, oh, this is how this was, this is how that was. But if you look at the country today, to that time, you see airports don't get repaired, our roads are jacked up, our bridges are jacked up.
Okay, but you gotta. But I'm trying to tell you the reason why. The reason why is because we don't have it. We haven't even done democracy yet.
But
What's been
under
going on in the past 30 years has not been democracy. It's not democracy when you don't let the judiciary have its power. Where, a senator could fire shots into a crowd, hit people, and he cannot be arrested. That's not a democracy. That's not a balance of power. In the U.S., that cannot happen. In the U.S., if you just have a whiff of corruption on you, you going out there, you with your wife, and you're gonna resign from office. In Haiti, that's not how it is. We're still dealing
and
with the
again,
Duvalier era type of thinking, where nuled menula, it doesn't matter. That's what's going on, and that's what, and that's why it's so dangerous to even think that things were great back then or better back then, because they weren't, and we're still
I,
dealing with the
in my
results of it
opinion,
now.
from what I've seen and what I've read, things are better.
Like, for example, before Duvalier, we had trains in Haiti. Trains. We didn't have trains after Duvalier came.
That's not
That
true.
was
That's not true. That's not true. Because when I lived in Haiti during the 80s and I left in the early 90s, I school where the sugar is made. Train would go from up north and bring sugarcane into that Cite Soleil where they manufactured, where they made sugar. And that was in the 90s. Duvalier left early 80s. But that's his baby doc I'm talking about. So when you hear people saying these
I
things,
haven't
these are
seen
things
that.
that I've
I
seen, that
haven't
I
seen it.
lived.
I haven't seen it.
I've seen them.
I can't
I've
account
seen them.
for it. I can't. I see images of it from in the 40s, from in
You
the
see?
early 50s. I haven't seen any of that from the 70s. You
You
know what?
see?
You
These are
know
things
what?
that I've
You know
seen
what I see in
myself.
the 70s? I still see people poor. I still see the guys in the monkey suits at the airports with the guitars with the drums and doing
But
that
that's
type.
everywhere.
I
That
don't
was
see
everywhere.
I don't see actual dark skinned black people having a chance at business. I don't
Well,
see that, but I see that now.
before
I see
before
those opportunities now. I don't see a vibrant press
you
that
see
can
those
tell the truth.
opportunities now. You see those opportunities
I
now.
do see those opportunities now, even despite. I do know there
Well,
are restaurant owners out there. There
there.
wasn't that back then.
So that was in there during Papa Doc and Baby Doc. And for the record, I'm not a Papa Doc or Baby Doc fan because I didn't believe in the Totomac way of doing things as far as harming people. But to say the country didn't have order, didn't have structure, we may not like the way the structure was, the country was put, the structure that the country had, but it was structured. It was we had a military, we had a police force.
For what?
For what? To
Yeah, for
defend the
what? For
country.
what? From what?
To
From what?
to
Defend it
defend
from
the
what?
country
Defend the country from what?
from any and everything else.
Well, there was no. Come on, man. We don't have an outside threat. That
Say it again.
we don't have an outside military threat. Haiti doesn't
We don't
have
have an
an
outside military.
no. It doesn't have an external military threat. Haiti
What do you
doesn't
mean?
have. What I'm
I'm
saying is,
confused. What
there's
do you
not
mean?
another country trying to invade us. There's not another country trying to come in and take over us. That's
Oh,
not. That's not
you
happening.
think that's the only thing a military is there for, brother?
Oh well, what other reason? You
Come
tell
on,
me.
brother. That's not the only thing a military is there for.
What, to
When you
oppress
have
the
natural
people?
disasters, who's the first people to go in?
Natural disasters. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll give you that.
When you have the Dominican Republic coming to your border, when their ships are entering Haiti, who stops them? Nobody, because we don't have anybody to stop them.
Now, see, now,
Come on, my brother. Let's
no,
be serious.
but like you could use a police force for those exact same things. What
A
what
police
we're
force,
talking about, what we're talking
brother.
about is what we're talking about is an army with guns, with
Yeah.
with with those type. I mean, we don't have that kind of threat. I'm not saying it's not good to have one.
How we
I
don't have that kind of threat,
I we don't have that type. We don't have an existential threat, military threat. Haiti is not
my brother?
facing
You
that.
gotta change that mentality, man.
The only reason why we had, a military back then was to oppress the people. That's what it
Was
was
to
there
oppress,
for. It was
was
there
to
to
oppress the people.
oppress the people. That's the
So
control that you're talking about.
national defense, and any of that. You know. Well, let me not say that. But do you think was just to oppress the people?
Yeah.
You didn't think
I
the
mean,
fact that
look. There's a sense of pride that people get from seeing their military march. It makes them feel sovereign, and that's something I understand. But I'm speaking quite functionally. I mean, it's not like, the U.S. military, which is out there trying to preempt um, terrorist attacks. It's not
my
like
brother,
it's not
you got
like
to
the
be ashamed.
Dominican. It's not like the Dominican military who's trying to stop, an invasion of Haitians.
Hold on. My alarm keeps going.
That's all right.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right.
But and I tell you what, that's the mentality that got the Dominican Republic smacking us around because we don't have a military. They do not feel
Well, smacking us
any.
around, they're not on our territory. And that's what I'm
How
trying to
they
say. If
not?
they were coming into our
My brother, you read
territory,
a newspaper. You read a newspaper site maybe like 5 years ago. They brought this ship into Haiti's water.
they brought no. I don't think I recall that.
Please Google that. Please Google
They
that.
brought the ship
Please
into Haiti
Google
water,
that.
and what were they doing?
There's nothing we can say. Nothing we can do.
To do what? I don't get it. What were they doing? What did they bring the ship into the waters
My
for?
brother, you would have a airspace, a water space, a
Yeah,
land space that another country cannot enter without permission.
I feel you, but I'm trying to find
Once
out
they do that, that
what
means
they came to do. What were they doing?
who knows? How do we know what they came to do? We didn't stop them to talk to them. We couldn't do it.
All right.
In fact, they arrested a fisherman on Haitian territory.
Now that I do remember, I did report on that.
Exactly. So, but you just told me you didn't
No,
know
no,
that.
no, 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 no.
It was
Hey,
a
whoa, whoa, whoa,
military
whoa!
boat. They
I
were on a ship
reported that. I reported that.
on Haitian water.
And look,
On Haitian water. You think they would have done that if they knew we could have stopped them? I bet you they wouldn't go anywhere near Florida and do that dumb shit.
I completely, thought that was wrong and whatever, like
But you just
no,
come on, brother.
hold on. That they would come in and do that. From my understanding, the full story that I reported at the time, the brothers went over there, they did something over there, and then they came in and arrested them over here. And I think that's completely wrong. They could even do that.
And
And
why do you think they did that?
the U.S. just the other day came in and arrested and extradited an elected senator. So all those things I have a problem with. But the idea of we're facing an existential military threat is what I'm trying to argue.
And
Even
my brother,
when they come over
again,
to even when they
un, un,
even when they come snatch Senator Guy Philippe, even when they had to sneak around in the waters to go grab the brothers over there, it wasn't so bold that they would do it in our face. Okay, I'm saying it's still wrong. A military would be nice to have. We don't have that financial luxury because of the situation we have, but we're not
and now,
facing
do
that
you
type
think
of a
if we had
threat.
you think if we had a strong enough military that lived by the Constitution, what is going on in Haiti right now? The whole country being blocked. You think that would have been possible?
I well, that's
You mean to tell me
this is what it is. This is
civilians?
what it is. This is what it is. This is what it is. In order to have the means to have that kind of a military, we would have to have a properly functioning economy. So, at the same time, I don't think that would happen unless it's like an economy completely taken over by foreigners and they're just already oppressing us, then it's already then you might as well say, okay, they paid a couple of us, and they got a few house Negroes to come and oppress the rest. That's what would happen.
I'm confused. Like you
The,
expecting a foreigner to come and set up our economy?
well, it's either we're going to have a good economy where people don't have to do that, and that's why we're able to fund the military, or it's foreigners funding it. Like right now, our police force is almost entirely funded by the United States.
It's
And it's and
exactly my point.
it's the reason why, the other day they were able to arrest a guy who had a girl. He had kidnapped a girl, a Haitian girl, but the only reason they arrested him is because he shot a Colombian citizen.
And that's exactly my point, right?
Yeah,
That's,
that's exactly that's no, but
the
that's my
U.S. is
point.
paying for your police force, right?
But that's
You
my.
think you're gonna arrest any Americans?
But that's the
If
point.
they pay for your police force, they own you.
Listen. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm saying if it's completely funded by foreigners, as the police force is completely funded by the U.S., then it's just going to oppress the people. But if we to have our own military that's there to protect us Haitians, no, I don't think we're gonna have a good enough economy where people wouldn't have to do that if we're gonna be able to fund our own defenses.
Well, I tell you what, brother. Until we have our own defense, the rest of the world is gonna start smacking us around.
Cause look, I just saw a video about a couple weeks ago. The police just fed a dude to a crowd that stoned the guy. Police was standing right there. We don't we for me right now, I feel like the not the Haitian National Police. They're just
Yeah,
like they're just a specialized force for the foreigners at this
my
point.
brother.
They're
Sadly,
not here for
sadly,
huh?
sadly, they're weak, man. They're weak. They're badly trained. I look at them and I mean the people are running over them.
Well, yeah. I mean, except for when they're threatening the embassy or threatening the national palace or threatening certain businesses, they seem to get real
All of those
strong.
are American owned.
Yeah, they seem to get
American
real
owned. So
strong
therefore, they're
and
not there
real.
defending us, brother. They're defending foreign interests.
And that
Well, the
so
interests of foreigners.
so that's the whole thing I'm trying to say right now. Right now, there's a system that these protesters are trying to destroy to rebuild. And I feel bad because like I said, those two businesses that were burned on Friday were very socially conscious business. They're not like the type that come to take advantage of the people. And but I just take it as collateral. It's just one of those terrible situations that's in a war. I feel like right now, I feel like the War of 1804 has never been over. It's still going on. We have not won that war yet.
My brother Haiti needs a lot of help, and right now burning stuff. And look at these guys, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm watching the video you got posted, and I hate to be off right quick, but I'm
Go
watching the
ahead.
video you posted, right?
Yeah.
These guys are burning tires, right?
Uh-huh.
No mask on, no nothing, and they're breathing all of that in. Now they burning that around thousands and thousands of other people, little kids. Everybody's breathing that in.
Uh-huh.
What do you expect is going to happen a couple years from now? Cancer, right?
Uh, well, I don't know. I
See,
actually,
we don't even
I
think about
this is the thing. I actually find, just my personal belief. I find that the poor and the black seem to be more resilient towards cancer than the wealthy. There's something in the food that we get in these developed nations, and in that lifestyle that causes cancer. Because you'll find that there's less cancer in a country like Haiti than there is in the United States.
You say there's no cancer in Haiti?
There's less.
There's less?
Yeah, less.
That's not true, brother.
I think it's true.
Nah, that's not true. You know why you think it's true? Because we don't call it cancer. We call it lugao. That's what we call it.
I feel you, bro.
I'm my boy, son. Lugao got money. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
I feel you. I just don't think it's as prevalent in black
My brother,
countries and third world nations as it
like
is.
you, I feel the same way. I do believe in the conspiracy. I do believe everything is. But let's be honest here. Let's be honest with ourselves. You got this tire. Where do these people get the gasoline from? We don't even have enough gas to run cars, but they got enough to burn tires.
I mean, any combustible will work.
Now, do you think we produce tires? Those tires had to be bought, right? They
Yeah,
had to they had to be imported, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So now, after all of this is gone, what are we going to do? Reach out to Michelin and buy new tires for the people to use? So our economy keeps getting jacked up because we keep wasting the things that we can use over and over.
What do you mean? Like use the tires
We don't
how?
produce tires, right?
We don't produce tires, but we also don't have factories that can reuse a tire. Maybe we could do those, those earthy homes that are built with tires type stuff, but
But listen to what I'm saying.
nobody's
These tires look like good tires that can be used.
yeah, I will say though, they look like a good 80-70% tires. You could throw them back on the truck.
That
But
they can still use, but they're not using them. They're
but
burning them. So what happens?
but
The country has to order more tires now to come into the country,
no, I mean I think these are just tires that people took off their vehicles that aren't good anymore. That's what I think it is.
and these people are burning cars.
Yeah, they're
They're
burning
burning
vehicles.
cars.
Look, there are frustrations in the country.
I mean, I understand the frustration, my brother. I don't think that's the best way to take it out. If they want to take it out, go camp out in front of these senators' house and tell them they're not leaving the house. I
It,
bet you things have changed then.
nothing, man. That won't change anything. What do you mean? The
I'm,
elections don't depend on the people's votes, so
listen,
that's
I
not
didn't
going to
say that.
change anything.
I didn't say that. I'm saying the people who want to be gangsters go up to these people and be gangsters. Don't do it in the presence of other
But
poor people like
but
you.
you already see those people are gunning them down. Like there was something you said in your video. You talked about these guys got real big guns, and it's true. Haiti actually is still under an arms embargo, and there's guys with big guns there. But that's not these same guys that's out here burning tires.
Yes, it is.
No,
My
no,
brother, I
no, no,
grew up.
no, no. It's not because the ones that have the guns, they could make their voices heard with the guns, and those are the ones that are getting the guns from people that are in the government, people that are in power who don't want to see them do this. That's they are being armed by politicians. That's what you need to understand.
My brother,
It is
I grew up in.
politicians who are able to get the guns through the embargoes. It is politicians that are able to purchase such expensive weapons. If you have such guns, you're not going to be burning tires. You don't need to do that.
But they're the same people who are hitting the streets, flipping cars, and doing all these things, my brother. I get it straight from the sources, brother. I get it from the guys in Cite Soleil who tell me themselves.
They're
I
not the
talk to
same
them to
people.
this day.
They're not the same people. The
Ah,
people, the gangs that are they have ties with lawmakers. They have ties with like Gracia Delva and senators and people in the government. That's who has the guns. These guys that are out here, they're probably students.
what I'm
It's
guessing,
unfortunate that you look at them and immediately think they're goons, but they're just people that want something to change. That's my opinion of them.
nah. I mean, I understand your frustration. You feel the people. I understand your point. You feel the people are frustrated that this is the way they lay out their frustration and so on. Right? I totally get that, and I'm with you. But if for years we've been doing this since our independence. After we got our independence and France was trying to take Haiti back, the first thing we did was burn everything.
Yeah,
Do you understand that historically that's what we've been doing? And it's
and
accomplished nothing.
we haven't.
When do we
I don't
start to
think
take?
we've
Think
finished
about it,
it.
right? Haiti produced a third of France's economy whenever we were slaves, right? The same people, after we kicked the French's ass, the same people that beat them,
Yeah,
the same people that worked these sugarcane fields, the same people that boosted the economy, the France's economy. Those same people, the same equipment we're left behind. We could have just kept everything moving the same way and build our own economy. What did we do? We destroyed everything that we could have used to build our own economy. And then we became the poorest goddamn country in the Americas. When are we going to start
it was
thinking and say,
it
you
was
know what?
let's not judge the way our
Brother, I'm telling you
ancestors.
what history has told us.
No, 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 no.
History has told us that. When are we going to stop destroying and start using what we have for our own benefit?
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to judge what they felt was necessary for freedom because understand They fought off the Spanish Armada,
But you know what? What they're doing
the
in Haiti right
British
now.
Navy,
What they're
the
doing in Haiti right now does not only hurt them, it hurt it hurts me, it hurts you, it hurts my family in Haiti, it
before
helps
that,
us living outside of
but
Haiti.
we were hurting before that. We
Exactly.
were
So why
hurting before
continue?
that. Listen, listen,
So
listen,
why
listen,
continue to
listen.
do it?
We have we now have a debt to Venezuela of about $4 billion that has to be paid. It's a debt.
Okay, so
And
it has to be.
what has come of that money? Because
It
the
has to
same
be paid,
person that
right?
happens to be president was the main one laundering it with shell companies to the former president and his family so they could live off this money. And this is money that we have to pay back. So, and
So okay,
now we're
now
not in
we owe money.
Petrocaib. Hold on. Now we're not in Petrocaib, and the government's expecting people to now pay the heightened price of gas, and that's what people are not willing to do. So, I mean, like, the situation was bad before this. It's not just bad because of the people. You're looking at it the wrong way.
My brother, I hope you're right and I'm wrong. But for now, until we start to learn how to build ourselves, until we learn how to start holding ourselves accountable, it's not everything. Every time we get mad, we go in the show, we go burn things, we go destroy this, destroy that. We'll never get anywhere, brother. Never. Never.
I
Because
think,
that's what we're good at. How come we never get frustrated enough to go pick up trash? Go clean the country up.
I mean,
How come we're never that
but
frustrated?
that's what the government is there for.
No, it is not the job of the government. It's the job of the people. We become the government, brother. Me and you. We
The
become politicians
government,
and
the
get into the
government,
government.
the government in enforcing the laws and collecting taxes is supposed to pay for an agency to be able to pick up trash. Right now, here's some stuff for you. It's Martelli's brother who has a contract with the government to pick up after the protest. A private company. Instead of, hiring, across the country, Haitian people to do it, they have some private company likely hiring Dominicans to do this.
And why is that? So
Corruption.
why?
Because of
Listen to what
corruption.
listen to
The
what
whole
you
thing is
just said, right?
corruption. Yeah.
Listen to what you just said, right?
Yeah.
We go and we create the chaos. Haitians create the chaos, right?
Uh-huh.
And then the government goes and hire non-Haitians to come clean it up to make that money. If you know the money to clean it up is not going to be given to Haitians, why do you create the mess anyway? Where you can blame the government all you want. You have to blame the people too.
All you're going to
If the
do
people don't
is
create the mess,
continue.
then the government will not hire foreigners to come and clean it.
No, they did that anyways. They've been doing that anyways. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The government, listen, like, I want to tell you why this situation is like, because these guys, they come into power and they have no real ideas for a country, for the country. They just wanted to come into power for the sake of coming to power, right? So when a company like a Dominican construction company tells them, hey, if you give us this $10 million contract, we'll give you $1 million back. But a Haitian company, is they not willing to do that type of shady business, or they're not willing to work with a Haitian company because they're not gonna trust another Haitian to they're not gonna trust another Haitian to not you know talk about the fact that they're corrupt. That's what they do. In order to get kickbacks, they
And we
go to
are
phone
all
because
responsible for that, my brother. We are all responsible for it.
I
Sure.
well I put the head of state. I make the president responsible for it. I
The
think
president.
the president is supposed to set the tone. I think if the president didn't have so much corruption on his back, then he would have the credibility to be able to stop the corruption in the Senate, in the Chamber of Deputies, and
Right.
all the way down the chain, so that we can actually have an efficient, functioning government, so that we wouldn't
Throughout
have.
your life. Throughout your life. Who do you think is a president that was willing to do that kind of work you're talking about?
I mean, so far to me, the best president Haiti has had in the past, I would say 60 years was Preval. That's my opinion.
Was who?
Preval. He wasn't great, but he was the best.
He was the same guy accused of the same thing you're telling me about.
What do you mean?
Corruption.
Yeah, he was accused of it, but I've never seen it. I don't have any. I've never seen
You
any
never
real
seen it?
proof of it. I've only seen what he was able to do with the country. I only saw that he was actually
A lot of the work that was being done in Haiti was done by Dominican contractors
no,
under him.
but no, that wasn't under him. That wasn't under him.
Okay.
That wasn't
All
under him.
right.
That was under Martelli. Like
Nah, brother. It was
Pueval,
under brother.
because Pueval got us into Petrocaribe, and it became official in 2008 under Pueval. But by that time, we were dealing with those hurricanes in that October. I believe the Petrocaribe was in September of that year. And then, yeah, we were dealing with the recovery. And when he left the office with a surplus of $600,000 was left in the Haitian treasury, a surplus of six hundred
Man,
thousand dollars, and
six.
that's essentially 1 year
That's no
Petrocaribe.
money.
Go ahead.
That's really no money. Well, anyway, that
Well,
was going on.
well,
Now,
Haiti's tax revenue is 325 million annually. So if he left a surplus of 600 million, that's the equivalent of about 2 years tax revenue. But like I said, that was mostly Petrocaribe money.
all right, now we're going off. So my focus is, what do we do now with what is going on in Haiti? You're okay with the people rioting, doing what the burning down banks, supermarkets, and so on. You're okay with that?
I would like to see a refounding of the country. I would like to see some of the Constitution is good, but I would like to see certain things that are fixed in it made very clear, and definitely elections. It all comes down to elections. If we have regular elections that are on time and that are actually truthful, I believe everything will be solved. Period.
You will not have that until you have people who can enforce them. You cannot set laws and not have anybody to enforce them.
The
Until
laws.
you have that, there
This
will
is the
always
thing.
be
I
issues.
feel like as long as the elections are true, there will always be people. We will always find the right people to enforce the right stuff. As long as the elections are true.
That's not true at all, because I'm gonna tell you right now. Aristide's election, the people elected him, and he was ousted out.
All right, we got a comment from. I want to tell you some of the comments that people are leaving. We do have one guy. He says, yes, the protesters are extremely wrong. Um, and then what else
And
we have?
where are you reading them from? From
I'm
your
reading
Facebook
these
or your?
comments not on the Facebook. Let me see if we got comments on Facebook. I don't see any comments on Facebook. Yeah, I mean on YouTube. One one young lady, she asked the question, "Are the politicians right?" Another sister, she says the politicians need to be held accountable, as you are saying. And she wrote an even longer comment. She said, there are basic things that are in place in other Caribbean nations that Haiti does not have, and the government is charge of putting it in place. Yeah, the government is in charge. You can't expect people that are struggling to survive every day to think and act peacefully. Indeed. Indeed. I mean, just when it comes down to the Petrocaribe, man, those are loans that, the children are gonna have to pay back. These guys went and they just misspent that money, and
Like right now, my head is just spinning when it comes to Haiti. Like I don't even know what to do, what not to do. I don't even know what's going on, man.
we're gonna have to have more discussions. And definitely, one thing that you were very good to point out in your video was the involvement of the diaspora. Us here, like I got some of these people on that are commenting there in the UK. We got a sister from Brooklyn. I think this brother here is from Massachusetts. So and then we got this sister from over in Texas. I think that's what we here in the U.S. definitely got to do. We got to have more of these conversations and actually put some plans in action.
Yeah, and I don't think they're gonna allow us to do that because once we go there, we point out these things, it becomes a problem for them.
Yeah, yeah. They do want to keep the diaspora out, and we're going to talk about that especially because they want to not let us involved. But I think that those times more than are we have to be very bold and just say no, we're Haitian, and yeah, and put our foot down.
Yeah.
Don't let them scare us away.
Well, brother, man, I don't even know what to say anymore, man. Like normally I get all worked up in the video, but today I wasn't because I'm so used to it. I'm so because this is something that happens every couple of years.
Yeah. We're gonna have to have you back, man. We're gonna have to have some of these discussions more often. I think some of these people that are commenting might even want to participate in the future. So
Yeah, most definitely, and possibly maybe next time we'll do one on live video.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
And
That's
we'll
the
sit
hope for
down
the future.
and for the people listening and watching, and if you have anything you felt one of us or any of us said that was wrong, please write in the comments. You know,
Absolutely
let us know, and because we're not expecting to be all right. You know what I'm saying? We're
correct.
just like every other person in the world, just trying to figure out the best way to address these things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is all a process, and I think being able to be humble and take and listen to each other is a good thing. So
I mean,
please leave
that's a
comments.
given. That's super. That's a given. You know what I'm saying? That's all we can do. And I wish I could see some of the comments.
Yeah.
And
So all right, bro.
probably after we hang up, I'll probably be able to see it.
All right, man. Thank you so much for joining me, man.
Yeah, anytime, bro. And we'll talk some more. All right.
All right. So
All right.
okay. Goodbye. So to everybody out there, have a good evening. Thank you for joining us, and leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, and let me know what your show topics are.